Archangel Michael says, the silence you thought was permanent is about to shatter in a way you never imagined. There's movement happening in the spirit realm, and someone from your past, yes, the very one you blocked, is preparing to appear at your doorstep or through an unexpected message. The air is charged, and heaven has been whispering warnings for you to stay alert and prepare your heart for a storm of truth. This is not just about an apology or closure. It's about a revelation so powerful that it could flip your emotions, uncover deep secrets, and expose what was hidden behind smiles and silence. Their arrival isn't just by chance, this is a divine setup orchestrated by forces beyond your understanding. The angels have watched this person battle with guilt, shame, and regret in the shadows. They've rehearsed their words 100 times, trying to figure out how to approach you again. They know what they've done cannot be undone, but they carry something you must hear. They've held on to something, a message, an object, or a confession, that has the power to realign the timeline of your life. You've tried to bury the memory, but destiny has decided to dig it up again. Prepare yourself emotionally, because their words might sting before they heal. Type Amen to get blessing 333. You were right to block them when you did. At the time, your spirit was bleeding, and they kept wounding what was already bruised. But what you didn't see was how they spiraled after your silence, how their world began to collapse piece by piece. Archangel Michael says, divine justice has been watching from the heavens above. This person thought they were escaping consequences, but your silence was their mirror. It showed them what they had become, and they couldn't unsee it. Now, they carry a burden too heavy for one heart to bear. And their burden is part of your prophecy. What they're about to say will explain the confusion that haunted you for months, maybe even years. Type Amen to get blessing 447. You may feel torn, half of you wants to hear them out, and the other half wants to vanish into the wind. But something greater than emotions is guiding this encounter. You will not be the same person after this moment arrives. This isn't a trap or manipulation, it's a spiritual checkpoint. A moment written in your soul's book before you were even born. This is the hour where your strength will be tested and your heart reawakened. They have cried for you in silence, cursed themselves for losing you. They've even tried to reach out in ways you didn't notice, through mutual connections, anonymous messages, energy waves in dreams. But your angels shielded you until the time was right. Type Amen to get blessing 918. And now, the time is right. Because you are no longer the wounded soul they left behind, you've evolved. You are stronger, wiser, and more aligned with the truth than ever before. They are trembling. They do not know if you will receive them with forgiveness or fire. But what they bring is crucial for your next elevation. They have been instructed by the divine to come clean. Their hands may shake, but their words will flow like rivers of truth. And in their message, there will be keys to emotional healing, to closure, and to unlocking something you didn't even know you lost. Type Amen to get blessing 582. Archangel Michael says, don't let fear take the wheel. You are not being dragged into the past, you are being called to master it. This moment will test your compassion, but it will also prove your growth. You don't need to rekindle the connection. You don't need to open doors that should stay shut. But you do need to hear this truth, because it was always yours to receive. In their eyes, you will see sincerity they couldn't express before. You will hear stories that shift your understanding of everything. And your soul will know which parts are truth, and which are still tangled in denial. Type Amen to get blessing 701. Heaven has aligned the winds to carry their footsteps toward you. Whether it's through a message, a random meeting, or a knock at your door, it will be unmistakable. And your spirit will feel it before it even happens. You might feel anxiety in your stomach days before they arrive. You might dream of them or suddenly hear a song from the past. These are not coincidences, they are divine signals preparing your inner space. The shocking news they carry has layers. It may involve someone else who betrayed you behind the scenes. It may uncover truths about things that once didn't make sense but will now be crystal clear. Type Amen to get blessing 299. There will be names mentioned that you didn't expect. Conversations revealed that you never knew took place. Secrets that were kept in dark corners are being brought into light. This person knows they're risking everything by coming forward. But they cannot live with this weight anymore. They feel that if they don't tell you now, the pain will consume what's left of their soul. You have no idea how close they've come to breaking down completely. They've screamed your name in their mind during the loneliest nights. And now, it's your name they will speak aloud, with trembling lips and a shattered heart. Type Amen to get blessing 122. You have every right to protect your peace. But you also have the right to receive the closure that was stolen from you. This is not about rekindling. This is about releasing. You are being called to a higher level of clarity. To see everything, not through pain, but through divine vision. To understand what your spirit needs in order to move forward. Archangel Michael says, stand tall. Let your energy speak. Before your mouth does. Let your intuition decide what deserves your attention and what deserves silence. Type Amen to get blessing 644. This person may fall to their knees, literally or emotionally. They are not coming with pride. They are coming with humility and a confession so deep, it could only have come after spiritual breaking. They've changed, but not in the ways you imagined. They've been through dark places, where shadows whispered your name like a curse and a comfort. They've had to face their own demons just to earn the courage to stand in front of you again. They know they've hurt you. But what they don't know is how much you've healed without them. That you've become a new version of yourself, one that doesn't need validation. Type Amen to get blessing 831. You might cry when you hear them. Not because you're weak, but because your soul has waited so long for truth. And truth has a way of cracking open the walls we thought were sealed. What they say will not just explain the past. It will free a version of you that was still trapped in memory. And that freedom is your real reward. The angels are surrounding you with light. Even now, their wings are brushing your shoulders in quiet reassurance. They will guide your words, your heart, and your reaction. Type Amen to get blessing 414. Remember, you own nothing except your truth. You do not need to forgive, reconnect, or reconcile. You only need to receive what is yours and release what no longer serves your destiny. The clock is ticking. The universe is unfolding its final pages of this chapter. This encounter is not random, it's the final page you never got to write. So take a deep breath, beloved. Stand in your light and brace for the truth that is about to be spoken. Because when they say it, everything will change. Type Amen to get blessing 1111. You will feel a shift in your spirit before it happens. The atmosphere around you will grow heavier. Not with dread, but with divine anticipation. It's like your soul already knows a door is about to be knocked upon. In your dreams, flashes of memory will resurface. Moments you thought you forgot will suddenly feel fresh and vivid again. That is your spiritual memory preparing to connect the dots. Type Amen to get blessing 1212. Archangel Michael says, this is the final echo of a story long buried. And now, that story demands its proper ending. You are the one chosen to receive it and close it. The person who once betrayed your trust is not the same as before. They have been emptied by consequences, tormented by guilt, and reshaped by silence. Their ego was crushed in your absence, and all that remains is raw honesty. You may see tears when they speak. They won't be able to fake anything, their soul will pour truth like rainfall. And in that downpour, you'll see the cleansing of both hearts. Type Amen to get blessing 1007. They might begin with, "I never meant to hurt you," but it will go much deeper. They may mention things you thought they didn't notice, your pain, your loyalty, your light. They've carried those memories like thorns in their chest. You'll hear about betrayals you suspected but couldn't prove. You'll hear names of people who smiled in your face but twisted the knife behind your back. And yes, you will finally hear the reason they disappeared the way they did. This will not be easy to hear. There may be moments when your breath catches from the weight of the truth. But hold firm, this is your moment of power. Type Amen to get blessing 1777. They didn't just come back for closure. They came back because what they discovered in your absence scared them to the core. They found out that what you gave was rare, something the world couldn't replicate. Their world fell apart trying to replace what you offered freely. They've been surrounded by noise, distraction, and false connections. But none could mirror the light you carried in your soul. This journey back to you wasn't fast. It was forged through trials. They had to lose everything before they understood your value. Now, their only prayer is that you'll hear them out. Type Amen to get blessing 555. You are under divine protection. Nothing they say can steal your peace if you stay anchored in truth. You do not owe them access, but you do owe your soul the truth. There's power in knowing. There's healing in clarity. And what once confused you will now make perfect sense. They may confess they were influenced, by jealousy, by envy, or by someone close to you. They may admit they were weak, scared of how strong you were. They were intimidated by your light, so they chose to dim it instead of grow with it. Type Amen to get blessing 1919. Archangel Michael says, your silence was louder than their noise. And it echoed into their conscience, haunting them every single day. Now, the echo returns, not to harm you, but to release you. This person may offer you something as a gesture. A letter, a gift, or a truth they swore to never speak. Accept it only if your spirit agrees. Let your intuition filter the moment. The shocking news may not just be about the past, it may involve what's coming next. They may reveal something happening now, behind your back. A conversation, a scheme, or a secret plan that you need to know before it's too late. Type Amen to get blessing 2323. This message could protect your future. It could stop you from stepping into another trap unknowingly. That's why heaven allowed this person to return now, not earlier, not later. You are not weak for listening. You are not soft for allowing the conversation. You are spiritually mature, stepping into divine strategy. They'll say things like, I didn't know who I was back then. Or, they manipulated me into walking away from you. And in their eyes, you'll see the war they've fought within themselves. Type Amen to get blessing 888. You may feel the urge to cry, not from sadness, but from recognition. Your spirit always knew the truth, but waited for it to be spoken. This is that moment. You'll realize that your love wasn't wasted. It was a seed that grew roots in their soul. And now, they return with the harvest, ripe with understanding and remorse. But you are no longer desperate for their return. You are whole. You are not meeting them from a place of need, but from a place of strength. Type Amen to get blessing 696. You might forgive, or you might walk away. But either way, you win. Because this isn't about them anymore. This is about your release. The chapter they bring may be their closure, but for you, it's graduation. You're not the same soul they left behind. You've been anointed through fire, and crowned in silence. Even now, they're being nudged by angels. Even now, their path is being cleared so they can reach you. Every delay was divine. Every silence was sacred. Type Amen to get blessing 377. Archangel Michael says, the truth cannot stay buried. And no matter how deep it was pushed down, it's surfacing now. Because the hour of divine alignment is upon you. When they arrive, stay grounded. Let your presence command the moment. Let your peace confuse their guilt. You're not here to punish. You're not here to rescue. You're here to receive truth, extract wisdom, and move forward in purpose. Type Amen to get blessing 4444. Their words may shake, but their eyes will not lie. You'll see their soul pleading for something, maybe forgiveness, maybe just a chance to speak. You decide what is deserved. There is no script for this moment. Only your spirit will know how to respond. Trust that you are ready. This is the finale of a silent symphony. The person you blocked is the final note. Once they've spoken, your soul will exhale. Type Amen to get blessing 2020. And after that, peace. Not the kind that comes from avoiding things, but the kind that only comes from facing them and rising anyway. You are ready. Not just for them, but for what comes after, the blessings, the elevation, the doors that open once this one closes. So breathe deeply. Anchor your heart. And get ready to witness what divine justice looks like, face to face. Type Amen to get blessing 3131. You will not be confused when they speak. Even if their words are messy, your soul will extract the meaning. Because this moment was written in your destiny, and your spirit recognizes it instantly. There may be a sudden shift in the air when it happens. You may feel your heart beating faster, your skin tingling, or your thoughts slowing down. That is your divine awareness preparing you to absorb what must be heard. Type Amen to get blessing 5555. What they say might unlock a chain of other truths. You may remember things you once dismissed or understand gestures that confused you. It will feel like the final puzzle pieces are being handed over. You will be surprised by the names they mention. Some of those names will be of people who are still around you. The shock may not just come from what they say, but who they say was involved. They might tell you that someone you trusted whispered lies into their ears. That someone close to you had something to gain from your separation. And the reason they disappeared wasn't because they didn't care, but because they were manipulated. Type Amen to get blessing 1616. That moment will hit you like lightning. You'll realize how protected you were, even in heartbreak. Heaven didn't let you hear this before because your heart wasn't ready. But now, you are. Your healing has made you strong enough to handle this truth without breaking. You can listen, receive, and release, without clinging to anything that no longer serves you. They may weep. They may lower their head and tell you, you didn't deserve that. And for the first time, you'll hear those words from the one who caused your pain. Type Amen to get blessing 6767. You may feel a strange stillness inside. Not rage, not sadness, just stillness. Because deep down, you always knew the truth was waiting. And now that it's arrived, you're not begging for anything. You're standing in full power, wrapped in divine wisdom. They're not meeting the same version of you, they're meeting the version who survived. Archangel Michael says, what they confess might bring clarity, but don't mistake it for reconciliation. Not everything that's honest is meant to be restored. Sometimes truth is delivered just so your soul can be freed. Type Amen to get blessing 3434. They may ask if you've missed them. They may wonder if you hate them. But you don't owe them answers, you owe your healing. If forgiveness flows naturally, let it. But if it doesn't, don't force it. Even silence can be sacred when it's led by discernment. You may want to walk away mid-sentence, or you may want to sit and listen till the end. Let your intuition decide how much energy this moment deserves. Because you are no longer emotionally starving, you are spiritually full. Type Amen to get blessing 808. They will speak about dreams they had of you. They'll say you visited them in visions or appeared in their darkest moments. And that's because your soul's energy was always stronger than their pride. You haunted their thoughts, not as a curse, but as a mirror. Every time they looked away, they saw your reflection in what they lost. And that reflection became their teacher. They didn't expect to miss you this much. They thought they could move on. But they couldn't outrun the echo of your energy. Type Amen to get blessing 929. They'll talk about the person they became after they lost you. How they self-destructed, how they sabotaged every good thing because guilt followed them everywhere. They'll say your silence spoke louder than their apology ever could. But now they need to speak it. They need to empty themselves in front of you, not to win you back, but to free themselves. And in doing so, they unknowingly set you free as well. This conversation might only last minutes. But its impact will echo in your heart for a lifetime. Because you will finally close the book with both truth and dignity. Type Amen to get blessing 121. Archangel Michael says, there are blessings waiting behind this door. But it cannot open until you finish this conversation. It's like a divine checkpoint before the next chapter. Once it's done, your path will be clear. The energy that once tangled your emotions will dissolve. And space will open for new connections, new opportunities, and higher alignment. Don't be afraid of their arrival. You are not standing alone, you are surrounded by divine forces. You are the calm in the storm, and nothing can shake your peace now. Type Amen to get blessing 911. Let their voice come. Let the truth spill. Let the moment pass. And once it does, you'll feel something shift. A weight lifting, a fog clearing, a new vibration entering your life. That is your breakthrough. After this, new blessings will unfold. Love will return in unexpected ways. Support will multiply. Energy will elevate. Doors will swing open without effort. Type Amen to get blessing 5656. Because what blocked your path was never your failure, it was the unspoken truth. And once it's spoken, your timeline gets realigned. You are finally stepping into the version of yourself that was delayed by deception. The angels are clapping in the heavens already. Not because you got revenge, but because you stayed aligned with truth. And truth always brings freedom. You will sleep better after this. You will breathe lighter. Because the energy that once held you captive has no more power. Type Amen to get blessing 1313. Even if they beg to stay, you don't have to say yes. Even if they ask for another chance, your silence may be your answer. You choose your peace over promises. They can carry the burden of their choices, you don't have to anymore. They can seek redemption, but they can no longer steal your joy. This is your season of release. You are not cold for walking away. You are wise for recognizing what no longer belongs. This is your story now, and you hold the pen. Type Amen to get blessing 3030. Let them say what they must. Let their emotions pour. And when they finish, walk away with your peace intact. You don't need anything from them now. Not validation, not closure, not even remorse. Because God already gave you everything you needed to heal. You are rising now. Not just spiritually, but emotionally, mentally, and vibrationally. This is not the end, it is the divine beginning. Type Amen to get blessing 444. This encounter will not weaken you, it will certify your growth. You've waited long, not for them, but for the truth to catch up. And now that it has, your journey becomes lighter than ever before. You'll notice the world feels different afterward. Colors will seem brighter, time will feel slower, and peace will come quicker. That's what happens when unresolved energy finally exits your soul. Type Amen to get blessing 2121. There is nothing left to prove. You don't need to explain who you are, they will see it. And not just with their eyes, but with the ache in their chest that whispers, I lost something divine. You were the lesson. And sometimes, God makes a person sit with what they lost, not as punishment, but as preparation. So they never repeat the cycle with another sacred soul. They will remember everything. The way you spoke, the way you cared, the way your energy filled rooms without effort. And it will haunt them in quiet rooms and busy crowds alike. Type Amen to get blessing 3737. Archangel Michael says, you are being honored for your endurance. You didn't lash out when you could have. You didn't seek revenge, you healed in silence. That silence became your protection. It wrapped around you like a spiritual cloak, keeping the wrong hands off your destiny. And now, that cloak becomes your crown. Your aura has shifted. Even those who don't know your story will feel your strength. You carry a light born through fire, and it humbles everything around it. They will stand in front of you and feel it instantly. They'll know they are not speaking to the past version of you. They are facing someone reborn in resilience and truth. Type Amen to get blessing 747. They'll ask if they still have a place in your life. But you won't answer from emotion, you'll answer from alignment. Because some doors, once closed, must remain sealed for your peace to survive. They'll wonder how you remained graceful. How you smiled despite the heartbreak. How you grew even when buried in pain. The answer is simple, God held you. Your angels stood by you when no one else did. And that divine presence gave you the strength to rise. Type Amen to get blessing 6464. Now, you are unstoppable. You've been through storms and came out shining. This encounter won't break you, it will liberate you. Even if they beg to come back, you now understand. Not every story needs a sequel. Some endings are gifts, not punishments. You'll see their eyes scanning yours, looking for cracks. But you've been sealed by healing. Their past power over you has dissolved. Type Amen to get blessing 5858. If they speak of love, listen without attachment. If they speak of regret, absorb without bitterness. If they ask for forgiveness, give what your spirit allows, but keep your peace first. They may say, I made a mistake, but deep down, you'll know. They didn't just make a mistake, they made a decision. And decisions have ripples that can't always be undone. What matters now is how you respond. With grace. With strength. With divine wisdom. Type Amen to get blessing 999. This will be the conversation that confirms everything you ever felt in your spirit. You were never crazy. You were never wrong. You were ahead. And because of that, you were misunderstood. But now? You're not only understood, you're respected. Even heaven will celebrate when you walk away whole. Because this is your divine reward. This is your chapter of complete release. Type Amen to get blessing 1717. Archangel Michael says, nothing is being taken from you in this moment, only returned. Returned in truth, returned in strength, returned in vision. You will not carry their guilt, only your growth. Let them speak, and when they're done, stand tall in your clarity. You were the light they couldn't hold. You were the peace they weren't ready for. But now you're stepping into alignment with those who recognize your worth without delay. You're being positioned for divine connections, true, clean, and elevating. Connections that won't require healing afterward. Type Amen to get blessing 3333. You've spent enough time repairing damage caused by others. Now, it's time to build without interference. To rise without apology. To thrive without looking back. When they leave, whether in peace or regret, you will feel light. Not because you won, but because you're free. Free from the loop. Free from the weight. Free from the confusion. And in that freedom, your next blessings are already forming. They're arriving faster than you expected. Because your energy is finally open for true fulfillment. Type Amen to get blessing 111. Don't be surprised if, soon after, miracles start unfolding. Finances shift. Opportunities appear. Support flows in like a river. Because that blocked energy wasn't just emotional, it was spiritual. And now that it's removed, your atmosphere is clear for divine movement. Heaven is rewarding you for passing the test. They thought they were coming back to explain themselves. But what they're really doing is unlocking the next season of your life. With their words, the chains fall, and you walk away completely free. Type Amen to get blessing 191. You won't need closure after this. You won't need anything but the path ahead. The pain will no longer echo. Their return is temporary. Your peace is permanent. Because you've chosen growth over grief. You've learned that being unavailable to chaos is a form of divine strength. And now, you are unavailable to the person who once caused storms in your soul. Your light no longer flickers, it shines boldly, without apology. Type Amen to get blessing 313. This is your confirmation. The door they're knocking on will open. But only so you can bless yourself with the final truth, and close it gently, forever. When they turn and walk away, your heart will be still. Not because they didn't matter, but because you finally understand why it had to happen. This is your freedom day. You have crossed the threshold. What comes next is entirely yours, uninterrupted, undisturbed, and divinely protected. Let peace have the final word. Type Amen to get blessing 2025.